Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing what is called corresponding parts of congruent figures. Those are all some really big words. Please don't let that freak you out. I do have a question for you though. Have any of you ever played matching, right? So I don't know if you remember like memory, okay? So let's see. Oh, look at that, I got a match. Let's see if I can get some more. Oh crap. So you're just matching, right? You're trying to find the pieces. No, wrong. This one that match, right? That's how matching works. Okay. And so that's all today really is just matching. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. I know you really want to watch me finish playing this game, but the last time I did this, I was terrible. So I don't know. Too fun. But that's all this is. That's all corresponding parts of congruent figures are. It's just matching. Of course, it's not going to be nearly as fun as the game, but it is that easy. Okay. So the first thing I want you to take a look at is this picture, and there's some really weird markings in there. The markings are just showing you the pieces that are matching. Okay. And so this little red mark right here, since there's only one little hash mark, and then this side only has one hash mark, then we say that AB is the same as DE. We just matched them together. Okay. That little symbol that you see right here, that is the congruent symbol. So this equal sign with this squiggle line on top, that means that something is congruent. Okay. What does congruent mean? Congruent means it's the same. They're equal to each other. That's what congruent means. Okay. I don't know if you guys are aware, but this little symbol right here, it is actually on your keyboard, but this little symbol is called a tilde. It's the same thing on some people's names, like above the N, right? It makes that Enya sound. So like Munoz, it like gives it that extra. I'm not really sure what they call it in Spanish, but that's what it is. So what we're going to do right now is we are literally just going to do matching. Okay. The pieces, the other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is right down here, but the pieces that match are called corresponding parts. Okay. So these are just the matching sides, the matching angles. They're just the corresponding parts. Okay. That's all that means. Okay, so let's go take a look down here at example number 1, just so you can kind of get an idea of what's happening. GH matches with JK. Okay, this little angle G right here, since it only has one little swoop in it, if you will, letter J only has one little swoop in it. Okay, the only thing that you have to really do is make sure that you're careful. If you notice, if we write GH first, okay, then when you go to write this line with only one hash mark in it, you just have to make sure that you put the letters in order. So the letter that matches G is letter J, and then the side that matches H is letter K. And so it has to be written in that order. You can't say that GH is congruent to KJ because that's going in the opposite direction. I hope that makes sense. Let's try it up at this got it problem at the top, okay? So let's go get the got it problem. See what I did there? Okay. So up here at the top, we need to write all of the things that are equal to each other, okay? All of the pieces that are corresponding, all of the pieces that are matching. That's all we're going to do is matching, okay? So let's start with this, the MNOP, and then we'll match the other side, okay? So let's start with our sides, side 1. And it doesn't matter what order you decide to put the letters in first, as long as the side on the other one matches, okay? I'm going to write MP. I don't know, just because, okay? The other thing that you kind of need to know is that little line above it just means the segment. And so we're talking about that side, the segment between the little line that connects between M and P, okay? So I know that this only has one hash mark, and so I'm definitely looking at this side, but do I write SA or AS, right? Which order do I put it in? So I definitely need to put the congruent sign, but let's go look. I wrote M first and then P. So I went from the one arc, right, the one little swoopy line to the right angle. So I'm going to write AS. And again, it has to go in that order. It can't be SA, okay? All right, side 2 with the 2 hash marks, 2 and 2, right? So let's go PO, stink, right? P to O. And so then when I come over here, is it going to be KS or SK? So PO is congruent to, I did P first, which is under the 1 hash mark. So I'm going to have to do S first. And so I put SK. So we're just matching, okay? All right, let's do side number 3. So I'm going to do side ON. You could have done NO, again, as long as you go in order, okay? So I'm going to go ON, and so then that means I have to go up, and so it's going to be KB. And then last but not least, MN is going to be congruent to AB, okay? The only other thing that we need to do is go say what our angles are. Which angles are congruent to which angles? So the angle symbol looks like a less than sign. Sometimes you'll see it look like this, like an L. Sometimes you'll see a less than sign. Sometimes you'll even see a less than sign with like a little swoop in it. And that means angle. They all mean angle. Okay, and so let's see, angle A is going to be congruent to angle M. Angle B, and I'm not really sure why I decided to go AB first, but I did. Angle B has the 2 swoops, and so that's going to be equal or congruent to angle N. Angle K is congruent to angle O. And then angle S is congruent to angle P. So we got all 8 of them, okay? All right, let's go look at example number 2. So example number 2 says, that this triangle is congruent to that triangle. And so again, you're just writing the congruent statements. You're just saying, hey, what matches, right? So AB would match this side. It's just a matter of, do you write XY or YX? Okay, so you just have to kind of be careful about that stuff. All right, let's go down to the bottom and do this got it problem, okay? All right, let's see if we can get this got it one. So parallelogram, it says WXYZ is congruent to parallelogram KLMN. Notice how I went through those letters super duper slow? That's because that's the order that they go in. So one of the easiest, funnest things to do, and I'm actually going to get a pencil so you can see it a little bit better, but one of the really fun things to do is, so since it says WX, then Y, then Z, right? So W to X, as I go around my parallelogram, I'm going to put a 1 in there, okay? So WXY, this is the second side. So I'm going to put 2 of them in there, okay? So WXYZ, this is the third side. So I'm going to go, whoops, I broke my pencil. So I'm going to go put 3 of them in there. And then this side is my 4th side. By the way, they're like little Roman numerals, so that would be an IV, okay? All right, let's go do the one at the bottom. So KLMN. So K to L is side 1. L to M is side 2. M to N would be our third side. And then following these letters right here, N back to K would be our 4th side. And then this makes writing these corresponding parts so much easier. Okay, and so let's do this. Ready? So WX is going to be congruent. It goes WXYZ, WX. This one went KL, and so this is going to be KL. Okay, XY is going to be congruent to KLM, so LM. See how that works? WXYZ, so YZ is going to be congruent to KLMN, and so it's going to be MN. And that kind of helps you get the things in order. Okay, so then let's see, that last side, Z back to W, right? Going from Z, going back to where I started from is going to be congruent to N, going back to where I started from. So NK. Okay. And then of course we have all these angles. And so the other thing that you can do in between in between side 1 and side 2 is angle X. So we know that angle X is congruent to the one that's between the 1 and 2. So that was angle L. Angle Y is going to be, it's the second angle between 2 and 3. So if I put 2 swoopy marks in there, KLM, I can put 2 swoopy marks in here. So that's angle M. Okay. Angle Z is going to be congruent to, I hope you said angle N. Okay. And then angle W, I skipped X. Did I skip X? Nope, I skipped W. Goodness gracious. So angle W is the one that we started with. That's going to be equal to angle K. You guys are like, well, yeah, Miss Hunsaker, duh, right? Okay, so then the next part says to determine which transformation. So how did we get from here to here? Do you remember those transformations and how we got from here to here? It almost looks like, let's see, this went upside down or it flipped. So that is a whoops, not a rotation. I'm just messing all kinds of things up, right? Not a rotation. If it flips, it's a reflection. Goodness. And then when we flip it over and then it moves this way, right? It must be a translation. There we go. Nice. Okay. So you're just going to be playing matching today. Let's go up here at the top of the next page and see what's going on. Okay. So let's see, Miley is using a brace to support a tabletop. So this is a table. These look like the braces underneath, right? These are the legs of the table and then the braces underneath. And it says in the figure triangle BCE, so BC to E. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it 1, 2, 3 is congruent to DFG or D to F to G. So 1, 2, 3. And then it says angle CEB. CEB. So starting at C, going over to E, and going down to B, this angle in here is going to be 50 degrees. And so then it says, what's the angle or the measure of angle FGD? Well, angle E corresponds to angle G. So angle G also measures 50. Okay. Let's go look at the got it down here. It says in the figure shown above, if the length of CE, so if this right here is 2 feet, then what is this side over here? Again, you're just matching. And so if this is 2, this is 2. It's that easy. Okay, so that must also be 2 feet. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down and do this guided practice thing. Now would be a really good time to pause your video and come back and see if you get the same answers that I do. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pause. Okay? Ooh, maybe I'll go play matching real quick first. Oh, man. There's one. Got one. Okay. I'm going to pause. All right, so I'm back. I almost have them all. This is my last match. Whoop, whoop, I won. Nice. All right, let's go check your guided practice. All right, so how did you do? It looks like I started to mess up again. I'm telling you, these videos are just, they're getting to me or something. Oh, I'm just talking too fast. So double check your number 1. Again, it doesn't matter what order that you did it in as long as your letters line up and your letters are in order. Okay, so if you ended up doing SR, then you should have said VU. That's what I mean by that, okay? If you said ST, then you should have said VW. Likewise, if you had it switched around, so TS and WV, it would have to be switched around like that, okay? Question number 2 was using the same table problem from up above. And so again, you're just matching. It really isn't that bad, I promise. Here's what I would really like to see you do. I would like to see you do the next page. So page 525. Okay, so your homework assignment is page 525. Then I want you to do page, you know what? How about you skip this whole page? How does that sound? And maybe just do page 527. Okay, so that's all you have to do, page 525 and 527. And we're going to see if we can figure out a way to get those turned into me. Take a picture or, yeah, I don't know. I think you're going to have to just take a picture. Just make sure that you turn it in to Google Classroom, okay? All right, guys. Toodaloo. Happy matching.